you can still see evidence of it in Wall Street today.
Oh, wow.
Down there at the Morgan Building.
That's like the Van Buren boys from Seinfeld, the gang.
Wait, that's not an Antifa mark?
An Antifa mark?
Yeah. An Antifa mark? You know how they get their, their
well, they throw bricks
things?
at things,
Yeah. How can you prove to me that's not an Antifa
Yeah,
mark?
I'm pretty sure that's an Antifa mark.
Okay.
You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah!
Good morning and welcome to episode 913 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, April 4th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. Pat's got a cup of coffee full of crazy Hope Solo and street fights. So
you're going to love it.
Yeah, you will. Doesn't get much more crazy than that. Wes is going to tell us why being lazy can actually be a good thing sometimes.
That's right. Listen up. It might, it's going to save you a lot of work.
Big if true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Mark's got some alarming news in the TikTok International Moment after that. Tattoo bans and bloody skincare treatments.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. And then I've got some bad news for jerks at the very end to close things out. That's going to be today's show. How you fellas doing? Have a good weekend?
Good weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all had a pretty good weekend.
I mean, my daughter was sick the whole weekend. So
Bad
two
weekend.
sicknesses, pink eye plus ear infection. So
Bad
it's double
weekend.
whammy, double chilling.
I had a great weekend, but I don't think any of us' weekend is going to be as good as all of our weekend's going to be next weekend.
Right. The
Right.
weekend of all weekends.
We're going to Florida. So what we have new shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. Then we're going to give everyone a new Florida Man Friday, I think, for Friday. And then you'll probably have like a deep dive best of Patreon show for Monday, next Monday, week from today.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back.
Oh,
New shows again on Tuesday.
in fact, we should have the poll for this episode be which
Yeah.
deep dive people want. I think what I think the contenders
So,
were like Ben Franklin and
Ben
Elon.
Elon, maybe one other. Yeah.
Okay.
We did Elon.
Right. That's
No,
what
I
I'm
know,
saying.
but
People can vote. Wes,
we're gonna give
which
that
one they want to hear next
for
Monday.
Monday. Next Monday, we're going to
release
release
it
that.
on the regular pod next Monday.
Oh, so we're being extra lazy. I got it.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
Nice.
rumor
It's a
has
good
it-
thing sometimes, Wes, right?
Rumor
love
has
it.
it, Wes,
I love it.
we might be cruising in the same party bus that Sway once rode in. Is the
Right.
rumor.
That's right.
We'll be riding to the Lightning game in style. Lightning
be-
Bruins. Hard
yeah,
Factor
to
will
be-
be
Well,
there.
we know that Sway may have ridden
in
in a party
Sway's
bus,
party bus.
somewhere in the general area. Let's just do the news. Let's do this.
Yes.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
It's National Hug a Newsperson Day. I'm ready when you are. That's consent I just gave you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mark and I hugged each other, but Wes and Pat didn't. YouTube.com/Hard Factor.
A lot
You
of
grabbing
wires
grabbing
here.
butts? What are you grabbing there? Boobs? Wes?
Wes is grabbing Pat.
Grabbing dicks.
It's National Honk It Day.
Eggs.
Fun fact, I didn't know this. This is kind of nuts, man. So there was a Wall Street bombing in 1920, obviously in the financial district, Manhattan, Wall Street. Blast killed 30 people immediately. It was a horse-drawn carriage bomb. Did you guys know about this?
Whoa.
idea.
Yeah.
The Amish pulled that off?
No, people, the authorities, they never caught who did it. They think it was the Galenists, which are Italian anarchists, is a group of Italian anarchists. And today, if you want to, this is the coolest
Like,
part
were
about
they
it.
Galileo fans? Is that what it was?
I don't
The
know, but you can still see evidence of it in Wall Street today,
Oh, wow.
down there at the Morgan Building. It's
That's
still-
like the Van Buren boys from Seinfeld, the gang.
Wait, that's not an Antifa mark?
an Antifa mark.
Yeah.
Antifa mark. You know how they get their, their
Well, they
mark
throw
on
bricks
things?
at things,
Yeah.
How can you
Yeah,
prove to me that's
fascists.
not an Antifa?
Yeah,
mark?
I'm pretty sure that's an Antifa mark.
Okay. Well, I went to the
Not
Antifa
proof.
training ceremony. It's not. Anyway, absolutely insane. Who knew? But let's get the news. Training mentions, guys. There was an award show called the Gammys yesterday, and I didn't watch it.
Oh, the Gammys, classic one.
Yeah, the most celebrated Gammy of the night, I guess, took home 6 Werther's Originals. And almost every winner covered similar ground in their acceptance speech. Each Gammy asked why you don't call more often. So
I had a Gammy, and her license plate said Gammies on it.
Aw.
No shit.
Oh,
She was the
How'd
only
she get
Gammy
that?
in Virginia.
I guess so. Yeah.
First one who claimed it. Wow.
number one Gammy.
She put a little. She cut out like a little blue piece of a bumper sticker and put the apostrophe in the license plate for herself. Very cute.
That is really cute. Shout out to whoever started the show notes today and wrote Gammies instead of Grammys.
That was me.
Oh.
Shout out.
Well, you know how I
It
am with
gave
award
me a good
shows.
idea.
It made it. I mean, it makes sense that I'm the one.
That would be. I would watch the Gammies.
Would you?
Yeah,
the best grandparent.
yeah,
All-time
best
Gammies.
grandmoms.
Oh,
yeah.
Incredible.
I mean, it would be more
Best apple pie goes to.
engaging.
For sure. That'd be
Most
so heartwarming.
most creative way to slip you $5.
Right.
Oh yeah.
All the Gammies. Anyway, guys. Okay. The Gammies were last night. Hope you guys got to watch. Let's talk about basketball real
Do we
quick.
know any Gammy's results?
I just know that the biggest Gammy of the night, the number one Gammy, took home 6 Werthers. That's what I know.
Nice. Okay.
Right.
Cool.
Who was it? Olivia Rodrigo, her first Gammy. She was looking good. I saw a bunch of pictures of her. That's about all I know.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is a different
Yeah.
award show.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, she was probably in attendance for her grandma.
Yes, the Gammies. Yep.
Yeah.
It was on TV. It's a grandma award show if you didn't pick up on it. Also, the mom in Seinfeld, George Costanza's mom, died over the weekend. So shout out to her. I think she was a Gammy.
R.I.P. She
tough.
was.
Let's talk about basketball. The championship game of the March Madness tournament is tonight. This is a tournament with the punctuality of a deadbeat dad creeping like clockwork into April, even though he said he would definitely be there to pick you up in March, bud. The competitors are the North Carolina.
He's like, I'm better than the World Cup.
I know. Can't they just keep to a month? You know what I mean? I'll be there in March, man. I swear.
Look at the World Cup's kids over there.
It starts like mid March now. They keep this. Yeah, this is
What is it,
ridiculous.
April?
Yeah.
No, of course I'll be there in March. Look at the name of the tournament.
Got here way earlier than the World Cup.
Anyway, as you may or may not know, the games in the match are the Tar Heels of North Carolina's Chapel Hill and the Kansas City Jayhawks. I'm sorry, the Kansas Jayhawks of Lawrence, Kansas. It's a great town if you haven't been. And while there will be quite a bit of action on the court, the real drama will be going down on my co-host Mark's king-size mattress, which he probably drug in front of his television in his living room so that he could
go.
watch to see if his late-night bet from about a month ago of $100 on North Carolina to win at 75-1 odds will pay off, or if he'll have to somehow convince his wife that there's an issue with my bookie's payment processing system. Mark, do you care to comment?
There were a lot more bets made after that first bet.
You backed yourself.
I've been backing myself I haven't hedged yet. I've been doubling down, tripling down.
So what are the stakes? What are the stakes this eve?
Well, plus positive odds. UNC being disrespected has been huge for you.
That's why I haven't hedged, because Vegas has been forcing me to double down. They're like, "Oh, you won't do it." I'm like, "Yes, I will." The stakes are I always break even IRS every year gambling. That's the stakes. And let's say if I do nothing, I'm up 6 cheeseburgers. And if UNC wins and I do nothing, I'm up 16 cheeseburgers. And then, so should I hedge any cheeseburgers is the question.
Oh, man. So this is probably, knowing you and knowing your gambling habits, this is definitely the largest action that you've had going into one game ever.
If they win, it would be the biggest payout. Yeah.
So have you thought about that? Are you going to take some like baby aspirin before the game?
I mean, it's right before the Florida trip too.
Right.
It's stakes are high.
Should have a live
Like the
feed,
blood
though.
pressure, like you were hinting at. I don't know if I'm going to watch it, to be honest with you. I probably won't watch it.
The Duke game must have been very stressful. I mean,
Yeah, my wife and I held hands because I let her in on let her in on the know. You know, like if I stop telling her about what I'm betting, then that's when there's a real problem, right? So we took some CBD and held hands. Like,
where I'm
just,
at.
we're like, good thoughts, calm thoughts for UNC, and then it worked out.
There you go. So calm thoughts for UNC tonight.
Yes.
Really electric game over the weekend. Excited to see what happens. Let's move on.
Big tip I gave you guys. Just saying.
Big
that's
tip Mark
right.
gave.
Anybody who followed that bet is living large right now.
Yep. When Mark has 3 or 4 cocktails and makes a bet, usually on a weekend, 5 weeks out from a game, you might want to pay attention.
Yeah, something about it.
You might want to pay attention.
Yeah.
Because Mark definitely said to himself, "What the hell?" He's got a good math mind. He saw something was off, and he shared it with you. So if you followed it, good for you. If not, join our Discord, and you can get in on stuff like that. You can do that through patreon.com/hardfactor. But moving on. Some piece of garbage or pieces of garbage killed 6 people in Sacramento over the weekend. Mass shooting, 12 were injured downtown Sacramento early Sunday morning, 2 a.m. Saturday night. Sacto police said in a statement that they're aware of a social media video that appears to show an altercation that preceded the shooting, which I don't know about you guys. This is a weird part about shootings in America. You're like, thank God there was some sort of altercation, you know? Thank God that it was.
Yeah, I don't know if it really makes it better because it was in the middle of a giant crowd.
Of course, it doesn't make it better. I'm being facetious, but it's how shootings used to be, right? Someone with a gun,
right? It
gets
could
angry.
technically be a crime of passion as opposed to a planned out mass murder.
Or
it sounded like you had a
an
machine
incel.
gun.
Yeah.
Well, guys have
From the
machine
video.
guns now.
Yeah, it was scary. The video. I mean, it was very rapid fire.
Wow.
They don't know. Point is, suspect or possibly
Terrible.
suspects are still at large as of Sunday afternoon.
Frightening too, and shout out to intern Al. He works right down where that happened in Sac. So
It's terrible.
We were out
Do they
there.
believe it's more gang related than just a normal masked psycho killer?
So they don't think it's a mass psycho killer based upon the information I just gave, but that's pretty much all that's out there, right? Is that there's a video of and this is the police's words, altercation that led to the shooting. So assuming that's some sort of fight, right, or more gang related than some guy who's like.
Wes, you saw the video?
I saw the video, but the shooting sounded like it was pretty close, but it could have just been that they were filming this fight like they do on 6th Street.
Right.
If you've ever
it
watched
sounded
those-
like a real 6th Street scenario. Yeah.
And then the shooting could have been completely separate from it.
That's what the
it
cops
really
are
could have
saying,
been.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Just a shitty night in Sacramento.
Shitty night in Sacto.
Yeah.
All right, guys, moving on. Johnson & Johnson, the company that gave everyone cancer with its baby powder because it had asbestos in it. Go figure.
At least we weren't sweating, right?
No, I know. Yeah. Take one or the other, cancer or dry pits.
Yeah.
But we're not going to tell you that you're gambling. That's the fun part about it. Anyway, the company who's amongst the richest in the United States at value over $400 billion says, we ain't paying to the families of the people who lost loved ones to cancer.
That's classic Johnson & Johnson.
Well, it's classic. It's becoming classic. Everyone apparently will. So this is an interesting take from the
But
legal.
especially J&J. You got
J&J, yes. What do you
got
expect?
when nobody will go lower. There's Johnson & Johnson just waiting to go lower. They're ready for it. They've been there.
You weren't expecting us to go this low, were you?
Quite a base on those guys.
Yeah. Limbo.
Always the bottom of the pyramid. But no, this is kind of interesting, and it's also absolutely alarming. So this is from NPR's legal analyst. Legal analyst that spoke to NPR about this. A growing number of wealthy companies, organizations, and individuals accused of bad acts, wrongdoing, right, are using a similar bankruptcy tactic, hoping to delay or permanently block lawsuits. They found that there are openings in state and federal law that allowed them to leverage the sweeping power yielded by bankruptcy judges while cutting deals, but they're not being forced to endure the financial pain and exposure that comes with actually filing for bankruptcy.
That's
Often,
right.
this means creating a new subsidiary, pushing that into bankruptcy, as in J&J's case. In other instances, wealthy companies or organizations are able to, quote, piggyback on the bankruptcies of other companies that are actually insolvent. So it's just a total loophole of us getting fucked.
There's no way to stop it. There's no way to stop it. They create like a shell company, or like you said, like one of their companies that's already like almost bankrupt. They just push it all into that company.
That seems fair. Like it should be totally legal, right?
Yeah, it's
That
not.
seems totally on the
There's
level.
no laws against it. Like, and you know how long it takes to get laws against it. It's like they can just keep doing this until Congress
Forever.
decides to do something about it.
Right.
But,
And it's probably like state by state too.
This
so.
is why when you see someone like Bernie Sanders, do not think they are a crazy person. Although their ideas may seem crazy, they're trying to generally attack shit like this, which is what's wrong with our country. The rich get richer. It's really unfortunate and fucked up. Absolutely. You expect this from the Sackler family. You don't expect this from.
I mean, I would expect it from every single pharmaceutical company. Honestly, any company, any money making enterprise, they're always going to side with profits.
I mean,
over.
If Hard Factor gave everyone ear cancer, we'd be doing this. We'd create like a shell company and just make that.
Or we'd say, oh, we shouldn't have given them ear cancer. We should.
Well,
hang
yeah,
out.
we would figure out a way to probably stop it, but if it already happened and we're getting sued, we're gonna create like a shell company.
Yeah, that's
Between us and them, it's them.
Yeah.
Right, but at some point we also might
Fuck
say, hey, we've been snorting the best cocaine and having sex with the toppest notch prostitutes for the last 150 years.
Right.
Maybe it's time for
You
us
might,
to hang
Pat.
up our spurs.
Pat, you might though. But
Oh, what? You crazy?
But Pat, that's usually in hindsight. Like, did you
Not
see
if we're
the
at the
Jack?
top.
Did you see the Jack Dorsey
Can't put that.
tweeted over the weekend
I
that he
didn't,
like
no.
he regrets like
Right.
how all the apps became monopolies.
Yes, I
and
did
his
see
part he in his part he played in that. So like yeah, Pat, I think
Same
you're right.
with the-
Ideally,
same
people
with the
do
Reddit
realize
guy who
that.
married,
Business people do realize that, but it's usually
yeah.
too late, way too late. And after they've made everybody money and shareholders are begging for that stock to keep going up.
That's
So,
the same thing like the Reddit guy who quit, who married Serena Williams. He like, it was Reddit or 4chan, one of them. He basically was like,
He's like, I fucked up.
This is immoral. I fucked up.
Not
Right,
those
'cause they're
bastards.
funneled everybody to government like reviewed websites basically that monopolize, and now they have their hand censored and
I
everything.
created a cesspool of racist commenters, and I married Serena Williams. Whoops.
Right.
I
And
quit.
now,
Yeah.
now it just became a funnel for government propaganda.
Hey, Reddit is a 50-50. Reddit's one of the best places on the internet.
Well,
and
no,
the worst places on the
but
internet
Jack's
at
just
the same
saying
time.
that the fact that that all the companies converge like that and sort of monopolized made the truth harder to get out on the internet because it's easier to censor the big sites.
It's true.
It's easy to feel bad when you have $1 trillion. Like
That's
you
true.
know,
Pay the
oh,
people.
yeah.
Pay the people.
Right.
Pay the people. You assholes. And you can still probably be a company. Let's move on though. We got a lot to talk about.
Opens up too many doors, Pat.
Yeah.
Start
well,
paying one guy, then they all want something.
The door has been
No.
open a long time for the Johnson & Johnson bastards. Okay. Boston police are investigating after police officers just after 7 p.m. Over the weekend responded to a call for a fight outside of McDonald's at 515 Gallivan Boulevard. I guess it's in the Dorchester neighborhood of Boston. Suspects on dirt bikes were, quote, weaving in and out of traffic, throwing rocks at a motor vehicle. After the incident, 2 victims were taken to the hospital. That's about all we know. That's about anyone knows. But this video is absolutely insane, and it's on our Twitter currently. If you want to see it, I'm going to play it for the boys here, and we're just gonna discuss exactly what we think is going on. So there's no sound, but I guess it's a Lucy's, which is an American tavern across the street from this McDonald's. Looks like a Saturday or Sunday. Okay, Will, you want to
Honda
narrate?
Civic just took out a dirt biker who was trying to get on his dirt bike and ride out of the McDonald's parking lot. Now there's an altercation. The dirt bikers are trying to get into the Honda Civic.
Whoa.
Honda Civic people still sitting inside the car, won't
bricks
get out of
at
the
it.
car yet.
They're trying to break his windows.
It's stuck because he went over like a
Over a
little,
rail,
like,
guardrail.
rail.
Yeah.
He hit a guy who was trying to get
Fence.
away on his dirt bike.
They're
Parking
now
lot.
in the car. They're ripping this guy out of the
Okay,
car.
now the guys are coming out of the Civic, and the fight is on. Dirt bikers versus Civic guys.
There's only two guys from the Civic or three. There's three or
Two.
four dirt bikers.
Two Civic guys, I think, and 4 dirt bikers.
Wow. Okay.
I'd say that's a fair fight, though.
That's pretty dangerous. Oh, they're beating.
Oh, well, 2 of them
each
got
other.
entangled in a very, very slow brawl, like a hockey style brawl, where they're holding each other's hoodies.
This
and
is
hitting
what a
each
great
other.
brunch view because
Yeah.
he's being shot from the inside of a brunch table.
Best
Incredible.
brunch ever.
It's like it's a performance for these brunch people.
I think that's what Wes said when he tweeted the video.
They
right?
reset
That's-
once an hour
Yeah.
and do this once an hour.
They get like 5 Civic. They go through 10 Civics a day.
I mean, they're still fighting. Oh my gosh, Civic driver getting crushed now.
Oh man.
No,
Oh,
no,
knocks
Civic
somebody over.
driver's on top. See?
Yeah.
Civic driver,
Boom.
very.
Because he's got a helmet on and a
It's
GoPro on top of it.
very
It's hard to
scrappy.
It's
see what's happening.
unimpressive from the dirt bikers who should have made this an easy fight. I'm not impressed with the dirt bikers.
Again, no one calling the police, just people filming.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that makes sense though. When you see this kind of nobody's
Someone had
died,
to have, right?
no guns been taken out yet. It seems.
This guy's running back with his helmet on. Okay,
He
so
says job done. You know, he's out.
job well done.
Yeah.
Scary stuff for the Honda Civic guy. Apparently, I guess the dirt bikers may have been throwing rocks at the Honda Civic. Potentially, this is totally unconfirmed. Before they got to the McDonald's parking lot, the Honda Civic guy comes in afterwards saying, these damn dirt bikers. What it looked like was someone who presses on the gas when they mean to hit the brake, but I think he meant to hit the gas.
Oh, yeah, he was
and
trying to run
crashed
that one.
through a dirt biker.
This is what happens with these fucking bikers is they ride like assholes. They get cut off.
The city dirt bike gangs?
Yeah, the
This is what
city
this
dirt bike
is.
gang.
Or like a
Everyone,
moped gang.
all like the speed bikes, all these guys, they ride like dickheads, and then a car cuts them off or doesn't see them, and then they just go buck wild
Harass
on
them,
the car.
Okay,
and they
time
harass
out,
the
time
car.
out, time out. Yes, but you're not saying that that's what happened here, because in the parking lot he tried to kill the dirt biker.
Well, it could have been retaliation for them throwing rocks at him earlier.
Sure, but that's an escalation when you try to run someone over. From rock throwing to 15 to 20 mile an hour, hitting head on.
Sure, he might have escalated, but I think the dirt bikers probably started it.
Oh, it was an escalation fest. That was just all escalations.
Once the guy tries to run him over, it's at that point
That was a big one,
everything goes. Anything goes once you try to kill someone.
These bike guys go looking for trouble, though. No,
Well, look,
this is what they want to happen.
Bike guys.
the bike guys are.
I mean, you saw the
trouble.
dirt bike gang. They look like they get into some fucking
They go
trouble.
looking
that's
for trouble.
It looked like that guy had pulled his dirt bike out of underneath a car before. He knew what he was doing.
I want to clarify one thing. So
They also knew to be like scattering.
Yeah.
At the time, like right when the guy was
they
accelerating.
know how long it takes for the cops to arrive. They've got a timer.
Well, so let me clarify, just for anyone out there who's not a motorbike person. There's a huge difference between a dirt bike and a moped, right? And a dirt bike is a little bit more adult than a moped, which is Wes's first mode of transportation and mine actually. Was not tough on a Tomos Targa or a Kimco. I forget what my brand was, but
Moped equals rich kid. Dirt bike equals dirt bag.
exactly. So I don't know. It says both in the reports. I don't know.
Yeah.
What I was happy to see is when the guys who were in the Honda Civic, that was scary. They're throwing rocks at the car. When they got out, they were roughly the same age as the dirt bike guys, and I was like, oh, maybe they're schoolmates. This is what you hate to see is like a Gammy getting out of the Honda Civic.
Yeah, that would have been.
Oh
bad.
no, it was good. Yeah, it was right. You're right about
Fair
that.
fight at least.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
Well, and the Civic driver really held his own out on the street. Yeah.
Yeah, the Civic driver could have potentially been in the gang in the past.
It's true.
Possibly.
You never know. More to come.
Well, they're successfully out now. I would say that's a successful jump out if that's what that was.
Exactly.
Civic driver's out.
2 went to the hospital. No one was arrested. As Wes pointed out, there was a GoPro camera on top of one of the dirt bikers' helmets. So we really hope we'll be checking YouTube for that. Let's get into
The cream of the crop!
Was that a hoax? Oh.
I don't know, guys. Hope is what former NFLer Jeremy Stevens tries to have every time his wife and former U.S. goalkeeper Hope Solo leaves the house with their 2 kids. He tries to have hope.
You gotta try.
Yeah.
Got to hold on to that hope.
The 40-year-old Solo was found passed out behind the wheel of her vehicle with the engine running on Thursday evening in a Walmart parking lot in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, with 2-year-old twins sitting in the back. And they had just begun watching the same episode of Coco Melon for the 3rd time while Molly was going to nappy before authorities finally arrived.
Oh no.
Yeah, got
So
less
this was a
interesting.
planned nap in the car while the kids were in there.
No,
No,
Coco Melon's
she
about
got
22 minutes.
hammered.
She was passed out for about an hour. Maybe they were on their 4th watch.
Oh, pass out for an hour.
She probably got a little too drunky and freaked out and said, "I better take a little nappy."
Well, snooze, right?
Yeah.
Tell you what, she let insanity through the net. Didn't block it. Didn't block that.
And bad decisions, Mark.
Yeah.
Blocking any drinks.
That's
She let alcohol through. She let all the shots through.
You cannot pull that move. I mean, you have to just get on the phone. Like even if you're not going to drive anymore, you have to get on the phone and get somebody to come get the kids. Like
Right.
Hope
can't-
Solo doesn't. She's a proud woman. She's a proud, crazy woman. She doesn't trust
right,
anyone.
that's the most prideful move ever.
Hi-yo.
Of like, oh, I'll just sleep through this.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't put myself in an insane situation.
Yeah, guys, the AP reported that responding officers with the Winston-Salem Police Department arrived at the scene and could smell alcohol in her breath when they attempted to administer a field sobriety test. Solo blocked that, and a blood sample was taken. She was apparently belligerent. She was charged with DUI.
Doesn't
And
sound like her.
misdemeanor child abuse charges. And guys, I have to admit, all I really knew of Hope Solo before this, that she was an insanely good goalkeeper.
No, man.
She made 202 appearances with the national team, 153 wins, international record of 102 shutouts. She won a World Cup title, 2 Olympic medals. I knew she was great,
The
but
team was better when she was on it, that's for sure. But
right,
She's a great goalie, but she's also got a lot of Mel Gibson in her.
she's the Hunter Biden of
Yeah,
U.S.
yeah.
soccer.
Yeah, she's like.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
she had all those comments about how she banged everyone at the Olympics, and then
Let's take a look through Hope Solo's journey.
Racist stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's had some crazy shit in the past. For sure.
So, okay, first
this
up.
isn't the first time.
I didn't even find the racism. I wasn't digging that deep.
I think it's because the goalie that came after her was black, and she said it's because she's black that she got the job or something like that.
Well,
She's made some insane comments about the team dynamics specifically.
After her.
So that wouldn't be
She got-
surprising.
Wait, isn't she married to a black guy?
I don't know, but I think she specifically said something about the goalie after her, like being worse than her.
Jeremy Stevens, football tight end.
Yeah, he's a tight end for the Seahawks and the Bucks. But let's get through it, guys. Back in
Black guy.
2012, after dating for 2 months, former NFL tight end Jeremy Extra R Stevens and she were set to get married in Washington. He is Jerramy to make sure that
Jeremy.
people no, it wasn't pronounced Jeremy. Throw that extra R in there for rough. Anyway, they were set to get married in Washington.
It's rough for him, yeah.
They'd been dating for 2 months, and on the eve of their wedding, the pair got into it over whether the newlyweds would live in Florida or Washington. And apparently the Florida side of the argument did what it does, leading Hope's brother to call 911. And officers reportedly had to use a stun gun to break up the squabble. Stevens was arrested for domestic violence, and the pair were married the next day when he made bail. That's 2012.
No way.
That is classic Florida.
Fucking arrest the night before the wedding. That's classic.
After a 2-month courtship. Okay, 2014.
Oh, no.
Solo's turn to try on the domestic violence wife beater. It's a shirt. Police were called to the then 31-year-old's home for noise complaints. When they arrived, quote, there was a big party going on at her house. This is from Kirkland Police Lieutenant Mike Murray.
You don't say alcohol was involved in these incidents.
Oh, they were. Murray said, quote, it was an out-of-control situation. Solo had allegedly punched her half-sister and her nephew in their faces. She was booked on 2 counts of 4th-degree domestic violence.
Oh, man.
Let's take it to 2015.
That sucks.
She's got a switch. You can tell. Hope Solo's got one of those switches.
Yeah.
Demon mode.
Yeah, demon mode.
And it's easy to flick it after 8 like Bartles and James or whatever.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
And once it starts, she's going to get there.
She thinks she's
Are
an
you going to
arbor
be
mist?
around? Are you going to be around when she's there?
You think she's an arbor mist mom? Is that what's going on here? Like, what's her
I don't
brand?
know.
You
But
know,
this is my favorite Hope Solo here. 2015. Hope Solo's arrested on suspicion of DUI after she was pulled over around 2 a.m. while cruising Manhattan Beach, California with her husband, Jeremy with an extra R. And she was driving around the U.S. soccer team van at the time of the arrest. It's pretty good. Both
That's
both
like
she
the
and her-
hot dog scene where he's like, "Who did this?" And he's
I
wearing
know,
the hot
what,
dog
are
outfit.
you, what are you doing, bud? What are, you and
We're
your
all
husband are
looking for
cruising
it.
drunk?
I mean, the thing is, when you're
In
when
the
you're
team
famous,
van?
And the
when you're
team van.
famous like this, you probably get let off the hook so many times with like little tiny, like people think that's like, oh, that's a funny drug drive, haha. And
Plus, she's kind of cute, right? So she probably
something
yeah.
happens, and you know,
Both she and her husband asked the officers if they knew who they were. 2016, after 17 years with the U.S. national team, Solo was given her second suspension from the team, and her contract was terminated after they lost to Sweden. And she said her opponents, quote, she said, quote, we played a bunch of cowards. The best team did not win today. I strongly, firmly believe that. And U.S. Soccer said, Hope. You're suspended. Then she resigned from soccer altogether, quitting the Seattle Reign, where she was a pro.
she can't be suspended if she resigns. So
Exactly. And then finally, over the weekend, Solo said on her Instagram, for those who've reached out showing love and support, thank you. Our family's strong and surrounded with love. Our kids are strong, intelligent, happy, and vibrant. And we are present every day, giving the best life possible. We will be able to share the facts in due time. And I want to point out that's something that she said before during arrest. The facts will come out, let the facts be heard, etc. In the meantime, our kids are enjoying the North Carolina sun, eating popsicles and playing on our property. Life can be tough, but these are truly the moments that matter. I feel blessed to have this kind of love in my life.
ooh, it's tough. I mean, what do you think will happen? She's still. I don't think they'll take the kids away because she fell asleep in the car hammered. But I mean, she obviously needs to get a handle on that drinking.
It's always suspicion of DUI. Hope knows how to dodge a DUI. Someone's coached her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
with that
just
many
give her-
incidents, I mean,
just give her a wide berth. She's not going to change. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, that was brought to you by our new sponsor, Harry's. Harry's. This March, well, it's April, but let's be honest. It's time to shave. You got to shave. Harry's will help you do that.
it's the best. Harry's is the best.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Harry's the best. And you look like trash with your beard, so take care of it with Harry's. New customers, guys, can redeem a Harry's trial set, shaving set, by going to harrys.com.
Well, look at that.
Hard
at this.
Factor.
Look at this trial.
Look at that, Will.
It's
oh
incredible.
My gosh,
The-
what do you got in there? Look
The
at that.
handle
You got
they
the
give.
razor.
I got the trial set right here, my
Is
friend.
that made with bone?
Oh, it's incredible. This is an upgrade. The handle they give you with the trial set is an upgrade compared to the regular Harry's handle. I had already used Harry's before we started working with them. It's the best. Now I have the upgraded handle thanks to the trial.
Wow.
It's a delight. It's one of those blades that you're only going to have to go down your face one time. You're probably not going to cut yourself.
5 blades.
Oh my
Count
God,
'em.
that's
Oh
almost
my
too
God.
many, but just enough. But absolutely
It's
just
like
enough.
Club Solo DUIs.
Yep. Yep. So you can get the free trial set right now. You're gonna love it. And then
Tons of
if you want, you can set up. You can set up a subscription, right? You know, get them shipped to your door monthly, or you can just do a one-off. But point is, guys, there's not enough products made just for men, and their shaving needs, and Harry's is one of them. And in fact, Harry's blades are designed to stay sharp longer. As I said in a recent study, guys who shave 4 times a week said their 8th shave was as smooth as their first. What? This is not the kind of stuff you get from buying grocery store blades.
Pat, here's the deal, though. You make a good point, but the blade's so good that your girl is going to use it, so you got to get 2 because
Resilient.
She's going to take it and use it on her legs and shit.
Affordable.
Like you got to get two sets of Harry's because
Exactly.
your
And you can
girl's
afford
stealing
it.
one of yours. Yeah.
because they're way better priced than the
Yeah.
competitors.
Also, Harry's doesn't come with a sanitizer kit or anything like that, so that's another reason to get 2, because you know that she's not going to be shaving her face with it. Harry's believes you shouldn't have to choose between a close, comfortable shave and a fair price. They give you both. That's a better experience. Harry's is giving their best offer to our listeners. New Harry's customers can redeem that starter set I was talking about, that 5-blade razor, weighted handle, foaming shave gel with aloe, travel cover to protect your blades while you're on the go. That's a $13 value for just $3, which is pretty much the shipping. There's truly never been a better time to try Harry's. Go to harrys.com/hardfactor to try Harry's today. You'll be happy you did.
Oh yeah.
All right. Guys, if you if you were to drive past my house right now, it might look like a lazy, fat, anxious, recovering alcoholic smoker lives inside, solely based on the length and condition of my grass.
That bad, huh?
And while all those things might be true,
It can diagnose your darkest secrets just by looking at how
Holy
bad
shit.
your
Just
grass
like
looks.
I can tell you
lawn.
10 things about the guy who lives in this house.
Yeah.
The same as it always was, just with less cans and the
yeah,
recycling.
that's right.
Look at this thing.
That's right. Yeah.
This lawn.
Yeah,
You
now,
probably
now the lid on the recycling shuts.
They say a
Supposed to-
picture says 1,000
don't-
words. This
I
one
don't need
says
the
a
extra
million.
can anymore.
Yeah, what happened to the extra can?
I still have it.
He gave it
great
to
for-
he gave it to someone that's still drinking in the neighborhood.
It's great for when I forget to put the recycling on. But you probably shouldn't derive that conclusion based on my lawn. In fact, what I'm about to tell you might change the way you look at all lawns. No, instead, if you were to come to those conclusions about me, it should be because you caught a glimpse of me checking my mail and not my lawn, because my long and unkempt lawn, I just found out, actually means I care about the earth. And I am simply trying to save one of the earth's most important and most endangered natural resources,
Interesting.
the honeybee. That's right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
But you hate bees.
Well, this is the story, Mark.
you
And by
need-
getting a,
but honeybees are vital to humans. So
I don't hate honeybees. I hate wasps and yellow jackets and all
Okay.
and hornets and all those other things. Honeybees, I like.
But when you
Um,
see a honeybee coming, you're like for a second you're like, fuck, this could be a wasp.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
you're
They do
surrounding
startle me every
yourself.
time.
Yeah.
You're surrounding yourself with a prison of your own making just because you love nature that much.
I love honey. I love, and as you'll hear, a lot of things that bees
That's-
help us.
that's noble.
produce.
It's
Yeah.
noble of you.
And by getting a month's head start on a new initiative that is being taken up by communities across the globe, I'm doing more than you ever have in your entire life to try to save the environment. And that initiative is called Mow May. And with May coming up next month, April is the perfect time to get ahead of the game and really let that lawn start to grow, creating a perfect environment to help endangered honeybees thrive once again in your community.
No Mow May sounds like something Rappaport came up with.
Mow May, yeah. No, it's a real
I just
thing.
want to make sure.
No
we're
Mow
clear
May.
here.
No Mow May, man.
Straight as an arrow.
Yeah.
That's right. So, guys, did you know that in North America, nearly 1 in 4 native bee species is imperiled? That's from New York Times. I obviously didn't use the word imperiled. That's according to the Center for Biological Diversity. And this happens because of habitat loss, pesticide use, climate change, urbanization. Not good, because we need those bees to pollinate our crops so we can feed our animals to slaughter and eat, and also eat some of the vegetables ourselves. Did you know that in the United States, honeybees account for between 1.2 and 5.4 billion in agricultural productivity? And here's another crazy fact that
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you should have known it. Here's another one that should open your fucking eyes on the importance of bees. Bees pollinate crops such as apples, cranberries, melons, almonds, and broccoli. Fruits like blueberries, cherries are 90% dependent on honeybee pollination. And during bloom time, almonds depend entirely on honeybees for population. To pollinate
California's
nearly
number one
That's right.
export.
I
That's
gotta
right.
have almonds, and I'm right on the
Wait.
California border. Oh
Yeah.
no!
Aren't almonds the ones that waste all that water?
Yeah, it needs
Well,
100
but
bees and 100 gallons per
They
nut.
need-
But
they're
Pat, they
very
are
needy.
delicious nonetheless.
Are we in
so-
an ad read right now? I can't tell what's going on.
I thought he was
No
doing
bees?
a Sunday ad for the first 3 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
that's
this is a story.
I mean, I
This is-
like
this is
it. 'Cause
real.
I'm really
You're learning
I'm
something,
excited
aren't
to
you?
hear what's next.
Well, all you have to do is be lazy. That's Wes's point.
Yeah.
Exactly. No bees, no morning summit. Think about that. I mean, that cereal is chock full of almonds.
What is
so.
Morning Summit?
It's the $13 cereal
Where have
from
you been?
Costco.
So let's get back to how we can help them and also take a weekend chore off our backs. Now, no Mow May, normally our lawns provide nothing for bees, but if allowed to grow into a clover and wildflower mecca that can feed the bees and really piss off your neighbors, no Mow May can really help the honeybee population in your community. So
Look at
take
this.
Appleton, Wisconsin, for example. Here's some photos from Appleton. They are
Looks like
all
it-
about
It's like it's also good for ticks and snakes. The snow.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the perfect environment, Mark, for
Mhm.
ticks, snakes, rats, many
Yeah.
other things as well.
I'm gonna
Not
pass.
just honeybees.
I'm gonna pass.
Child predators too, if it gets
If
tall
they're
enough,
small enough.
Yeah.
and they're small enough. Yeah.
empty beer bottles.
Oh yeah, lots of trash.
Yeah, lots of trash getting thrown in your yard. So Appleton, Wisconsin was the first U.S. town to start this thing after they saw that a couple towns in the UK saw a lot of success bringing back honeybees. And Dr. Del Toro and Dr. Ribbons of Lawrence University studied the impacts of No Mow May on Appleton's bees, and they found that No Mow May lawns had 5 times the number of bees and 3 times the bee species than did the parks around that were mowed. So
Ooh.
it worked so well that Appleton City Council voted to make No Mow May a permanent fixture, and many towns are following suit.
So
How
you
you
get
feeling
like in
about
trouble
that?
if you mow in May.
No, I just don't. I think they cut out all the HOA or
Like the
the
public- the
yeah,
public
like
areas.
there's
Yeah.
standards, that you have to keep your lawn to a certain length.
They should do a research on how many people are dying from snake bites.
You
during
could
May.
literally save the bees if everybody just didn't mow in May. That seems
That's right.
so insane to me.
Yeah,
a
you
lot
could
of it.
save a lot of animals if you just didn't like industrialize. You know.
I mean, I feel like they're gonna have a
That
better
would be
May.
so
but-
easy. I feel like everybody could just not mow 1 month a year and we'd be
That's right.
fine.
But is that the
that's
only
not-
month that
that's
people
not
are
a solution. No.
killing bees?
No, it's not that people are killing bees.
No, it's
it's
an important time of year for them, right? For the
Just
bees.
Yes,
clone
because
the
the
fucking, just clone the
clovers-
fucking bees.
Right.
Just
Look
clone
at-
the
look at
bees.
Look at Austin. The bluebonnets are blooming right now in April. You
It's
don't wanna
hard to
get
look
rid
at
of those.
Austin from up here in New Jersey, Wes.
Well, yeah. Well, you've been here. You've all been here, and you know what bluebonnets look like and how many bees it attracts. So apparently, they're also having problems with this No Mow May. One woman who was participating, Allison Roberts, she's a resident of Prairie Du, Wisconsin. She participated in No Mow May, and though her city hadn't adopted it, after a few weeks, she woke up from a nap to find police
just her.
officers pounding on her door because they wanted to ensure that she was not dead because
Right.
her lawn was so long.
They'll do wellness checks on you. Yeah, if your yard's that
She
shitty.
started shouting about the bees.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what you got to say. You know what? You should actually get a sign. In fact, if you want to sign up for this, we should start this charity and we'll be the sign guys.
Yeah,
here.
not dead, love bees.
Get in on
Right.
the action and save
That's
bees.
such
And then
a good bumper sticker.
you-
too.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just give them the sign and they say, and then people know what you're doing with your yard. It's like,
Not dead,
Not
love
dead.
bees.
there
That's
you
right.
go.
Cool.
There you go.
Mark,
We just send that to the people
Mm-hmm.
that want to participate. The bees are saved.
Guys, there are two types of venomous snakes that reside in Wisconsin: the timber rattlesnake and the
a big one.
eastern
Diamondback.
America is
Masuga?
full of dangerous critters, but to save the bees, it's going to take just a little. You're going to have to have a little bit of courage.
They're wildly important. And here's one more fact. Unofficially, last May, Appleton increased their honeybee population by 10% and decreased their illegal alien population by 20%, which really pleases Ed Clifton of Appleton, saying, quote, more bees and less illegal aliens is a huge win for Appleton and an even huger win for my wife's anxiety. So there you have it.
They're saying
Are they scared of the bees?
Oh,
The
'cause
bees
it's not
force
used
out
to
the
be around
homeless?
brown people.
Oh,
so
because
doesn't-
they don't have to cut the grass, you're saying? I get it.
Yeah.
It's a grass cutting joke. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I get it. They don't have any work in May.
Yeah.
I get it. I got it. Got it.
Nobody.
Wes is
Mark
smiling.
got it.
I got
Nobody's
it.
got it.
seasonally
I got
helping, huh?
Mark
It's a
got it.
deep cut.
All right.
It was a deep cut.
It's a deep cut,
So,
like the next cut, like the first cut of June.
Yeah. We killed two birds with one stone here,
I get it.
God damn.
Uh,
That's expensive.
Our listener Juan, we need to know if that one. If that
Juan,
one.
Yes, how was
you
that
gotta
one?
let us
Juan, let us
know.
know.
that one.
Juan,
It seems
yeah,
like
let me
it
know,
may
Juan.
be more on the line. I mean, your
We gotta
strike
know-
zone is generous, though, Juan.
We
Thanks.
got to push the limits to know where Juan stands.
That's right.
If
We
that
got to
was
know
over the
wants,
line-
wants and for all.
Yeah.
And let me tell you guys, who could use some caliper? Ed Clifton and his wife.
Yeah,
Longtime
for real,
sponsor
Really
of the
good.
show, and something we get lots of DMs about how great it is. Caliper is dissolvable CBD powder,
Oh, yeah.
which is way more effective than CBD oils and doesn't have the weird texture or taste like the oils. You get all the benefits of CBD in exactly 20 milligram packets without the weird aftertaste. You can put it in any liquid like water. You can get the Swift sticks and just shoot them right on your tongue. No liquid needed. It's clinically proven to deliver 30 times more CBD in the first 30 minutes than CBD oil. Developed by food scientists, rigorously tested for purity and quality, all natural, vegan, non-GMO, free of fillers, added chemicals, and artificial flavors. I used to put this stuff in my tea right before night, and I was out like a light. It was great for relaxation right before bedtime. So you get 20% off your first order when you use promo code FACTOR at trycaliper.com/factor. Try it risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund. That's trycaliper.com/factor. Don't forget promo code FACTOR for 20% off your first order. Lots of people love it. Try it out. You're going to love it.
Whoa.
Just a quick update.
Mm-hmm.
Agnes from Augusta,
Gammy?
Georgia. Yeah, just won best hug.
The
nice.
Gammies
Way to go,
are lit,
Agnes.
bro.
Nice.
Man, see,
Also-
that's a good award show.
Also, live update: the jersey luck at my house has run out because the Caps are getting railroaded by the Minnesota Wild as we record this. Absolutely railroaded. I'm in the Caps
all
jersey,
good,
so
all good things.
What if
come
you
to an
take it
end.
off now?
it
Yeah,
has
what if
run
you
off.
take it off.
No,
Well,
because I
go for
put
it.
it on. I
What
put
if
it
you take
on.
it off?
They-
What
I
if
don't
you
know,
take it
guys.
Off.
I put
What
it
if you
on
take
when
it
they
off?
went down
Let's
2-0
pop it
at the
off.
beginning of the game, and it did help for a while, but now it's late in the game, 3-0. So
Now again, you don't care enough to try. Take it
Maybe we
off.
should make
Wow.
a change. Take it off.
Jeez.
Pop that shirt off.
Jeez, pop it off already. Well, why don't we whip
Your
out our
Gammy would.
passports?
You want us to take a
It's
break?
time for the TikTok International Moment.
We all board the plane. All right, first up, let's head to Asia. The top South Korean court, the Constitutional Court of South Korea, has upheld the country's ban on tattoos with a 5-4 vote to say, yes, let's keep the ban on tattoos. Besides those administered by doctors for medicinal procedures, which is 0 tattoos. So,
This is sad because one of the hottest kinds of women on earth is a tattooed Asian chick, in my opinion.
Is this why this is sad?
Yeah.
well, don't
Absolutely.
worry, Wes. They're still getting tattoos over there.
yeah, there's so yeah. I don't understand. So it's always been illegal to get a
Yeah,
tattoo
for the past several decades. It's been like since the 70s. So this is a huge blow to the Czechs notes 50,000 tattoo artists that live in South Korea and
Right,
try
okay.
to create a career from their tattoo shops that are completely illegal and have been since conception. They're just like hoping they don't get raided, because if they do, they can face a jail time of life in prison. More likely what happens is they will get a fine of 50 million won, which is $41,000 USD, and a prison term of 2 years. So bankruptcy and 2 years in jail for any of these 50,000 tattoo artists that I assume just like have a fake front for a store and then ask you 7 questions about if you're a cop or not before they tattoo you. I don't know.
Terrible.
Yeah. So basically, the tattoo artist brought this suit to the courts and said, "Can we lift the ban? This is ridiculous." And the Supreme Court over there was like, "No." In fact, they said in their like written thing, they said that they claim it's unconstitutional, or the tattoo artist claims it's unconstitutional, and the court said, actually, tattooing brings potential side effects and safety issues. And the side effects include getting laid too often if you have too many tattoos, and the safety issues are for hymens, because the hymen king definitely has a few tats, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What do you think this is, Japan?
Yeah, that's Japan banned it too, and
No, what?
And South Korea banned at the same time.
Really?
Japan, and I think Japan like changed it.
I was gonna say,
but South Korea has.
Yakuza stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think COVID did a lot though to set tattoos back, because it was one of those things that's been happening with the vaccine and with people with COVID, and like for somehow Tattoo Inc. has like some kind of interaction with COVID and the vaccines and shit, and so people have been extra like really careful with tattoo shit this last couple of years, I feel like, which
That's
is
fine, but this has like been 3 or 4 decades in South Korea, so they just hate tattoos.
I think it's the ponytail thing. You know, like they outlawed the pony. Was it pigtails or ponytails for schools?
Oh yeah,
It
makes them
I
look
think it's
horny.
like feminine. Like
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, maybe
not manly.
tattoos are just too makes people too horny in it.
You're too sexual. Yeah.
Too sexual.
That's a good point.
A
Wes.
union of 650 tattoo artists issued a statement condemning the decision, saying it was a retrograde decision, not worth a penny, and they said the court is still walking on our feet when all are still walking on 4 feet when all citizens walk upright. So they're saying this is some cave age, Stone Age caveman bullshit. Like, let's be a little more progressive. The court. It's a tattoo, for Christ's sake. It's 2022. But the court said no. But they're still getting tattoos over there, left and right, guys. In fact, this guy named Doi over there is Doi. Doi is like the Banksy over there. If you get a Doi tattoo, it's like Banksy spray painting your body. Take a look at some of the work Doi does. I mean, it's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Realistic
Will
guy.
would kill someone for this Doi. Look at this.
It's
A
like
whale.
Oh, that's a whale. If that was an orca.
Wow. It looks like Dr. Wu, but color.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is that K-pop stars have made tattoos incredibly popular in South Korea. They post them on Instagram and stuff.
What? I was gonna say all that needs to happen is the K-poppers.
They're doing it, and it's called K-tattoos is the phenomenon. And as you noticed, they have like a color thing going on. K-tattoos are very colorful. They're like photorealistic.
I'm all about
with it.
K-pop now. I like tattoo
avocado.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what's going on in South Korea. Everyone's still getting tattoos, even though the court's saying no tattoos.
Makes me want to finally take action and get my next one.
Do you think
you gotta get a Doi, bro?
You think if you see someone and you're
could,
like, "Yo,
man.
is that a Doi?" and it's obviously a Doi, they're like, "No Doi."
Yeah, no Doi. But also,
You're
what
always
if
set up for that
what
forever.
if someone was asking if it's a Doi and it's not? Would you be
No Doi.
honest? Or still no Doi? That works.
I feel like tattoos are one of those things you could claim a tattoo is from anybody.
That's dangerous
Yeah.
as fuck. Will.
Not from
It
Doi,
is.
bro.
It is though. If you're like in like if you're in an area where everybody knows that person, but it isn't like if you're like across the world.
It's
probably.
a great trick to get
That's
laid.
funny because
over.
I know Doi and this is a Doi.
Let me text Doi right now.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Vladimir Putin is confirmed crazy and thinks he can cure cancer or whatever health issues he's got going on by bathing in deer blood, allegedly. Russian investigative news outlet Prokt claims that a thyroid cancer doctor, Yevgeny Selivanov, visited Putin in recent years 35 times and stayed at his Black Sea residence for a total of 166 days since like 2017. They go on to say 2 other ear, nose, and throat specialists, Igor Eskakov and Alexei Shleglegov, visited even more frequently than that and spent even more nights in Putin's castle. So he's had like 3 cancer doctors over constantly.
We sure these are cancer doctors, ear, nose, and throat specialists? Did you say?
Yeah, what do you think it is?
I think he's fucking these guys.
Simple. I think it's fucking
Ear in the nose.
right. Yeah.
I mean, he
Right in the
he
throat.
wants to have 3 of them over there. He's got to, get specialists, right?
Yeah. He's attracted to doctors. Putin's not just putting all his eggs in Russia's best doctors and surgeons basket, though. Yeah. Wait, what? He's fucking these doctors.
Let me get nose tonight.
Nah, that's just the cover. That's just the cover. He's not that. Nothing's wrong with his nose, throat, or ears.
But he's attracted to the best doctors.
Some
Like,
probably
they went
some
through.
wrong
They
with
went,
their
It's just a cover.
they went
He
through
just likes
20
to
years
fuck
of medical
guys.
school. They went through 20 years of medical school just to cover.
Well, maybe.
get
Yeah.
So you think
This
you
is what they're saying.
you think he likes a little bit of everything because he does have the kids.
But these are real doctors that he's fucking. If he's fucking them, I mean,
That's what they
he's
say,
just-
isn't it?
Yeah, and their patients say that too. Like the you know.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I mean, he could be fucking the doctors. Maybe he's attracted to doctors.
Maybe everyone's fucking them.
Yeah. He could be It's Putin, you know?
That's just a Russian doctor for you.
Yeah, it's just a
They
Russian
fuck all their
doctor.
patients.
Yeah.
But look, Putin's not just putting all of his eggs in Russia's best doctors and surgeons baskets. Apparently, at the advice of Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, Putin has gotten into literal bloodbaths using the blood from severed deer antlers that are ripped from the deer's head while they're alive, obviously.
yeah,
Otherwise, what's the point? Everyone knows the deer blood has to be 98 degrees or warm to heal.
Has to be fresh.
Yeah, the deer blood is believed to improve the cardiovascular system and rejuvenate the skin. Apparently, it's good for hearing too. You know, he's got those long ass tables.
Yeah, but extra. They funnel it directly into his ears too.
Look at him!
Right.
Look at him! Who has a conversation that far across from someone? You know,
Guy with ear blood ears. Yeah.
exactly. And look,
You know the
that's-
antler. So a deer antler grows faster than anything else on Earth. I think, like any other like organic
That's-
compound.
that's
And
why
and
it's
it's
hard
hard.
healing
I mean,
properties.
Yes,
It's like super. It would be super blood in it. Yeah. So
Except if a hot chick who's Asian
Right,
has tattoos
except
walks in a
for-
room, then
then that's the fastest growing.
yeah,
bone.
something else is growing in Wes's
Yeah.
pants. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I'm the only one that likes hot tattooed Asian chicks. Yeah. Okay.
No, I mean that was a great description.
Putin's
No, I'm
fucking
just
hot.
saying that's your thing that you like.
I just think I happen to think that
Kind of like Putin with doctors.
Yeah, kind of like Putin with doctors, kind of like Putin with ear specialists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, what if this is true though? While Putin's out here looking and feeling great, I'm covered in acne like a moron. We have plenty of deer here in the States. Too many, really. How come we haven't been doing the deer blood thing, guys? Why don't they have we should have deer blood bathhouses, you know, like next to massage parlors.
You
And
could probably get it
stuff.
done, Mark, for the right
Yeah.
price.
Yeah,
I think so.
some of our worst acneed individuals are avid deer hunters. Let's be honest. If you go in maybe Appalachia area, take a look at some of the faces you might see down there.
Well, sure, they're not exactly scrubbing
one's-
the
no
face
one's
clean
told
every
them.
day.
No one's told them about the deer blood thing, I guess.
but they're in close proximity. They're getting deer blood on them. If someone would have
Not
figured it
enough.
out by accident.
Not the antlers though, because they got to keep that intact for
You
it
got
to
to
mount.
rip
it.
the antlers
Stuff,
off.
right.
It's
Stuff
the
the
blood.
head.
It's the blood from the temples.
They wouldn't dare rip off the antlers because they got to mount that thing.
The cure to their acne just sits on their mantle and they don't even
Yeah.
know it.
I know.
It's just right there.
I mean, redneck acne is some of the worst acne, bro. Like camo acne.
Yeah. Like Carson Wentz. Animal rights
Hey.
activists are, yeah, he's got some acting problems. Animal rights activists are said to be pretty upset
Got
about the
some
whole
touchdown problems.
antlers.
Damn
getting
right,
ripped.
will he do? We'll
Yeah,
see
he also
this
has-
season.
He also has some health issues. He really needs the deer blood for
Stop
the acne.
it. Stop it.
Like, that's a guy that could use some deer blood.
As long as he makes it to the first Eagles game, I'll be thrilled.
Yeah, he might. We'll see. Don't have him playing any preseason games. But look, the animal rights activists are pissed, obviously, because he's ripping off antlers' heads. To which I say, this is pretty tame for Vladimir Putin. A few deers dying. You know, like, how about, what do you want him to use, human child blood? Because he will, if you push him. Let the guy have the fucking deer blood. That's what I say.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I don't have all
who
the deer
cares?
blood he wants.
Right. If that's what he thinks is going to save his health, let's stick with the deer because he'll
No,
move
I
on
mean-
down the line. Yeah.
I hope he runs out of deer blood so that he gets more. He just needs. I hope he keeps getting more nervous about his situation. He finally just stops being a dick and invading Ukraine. You know, like maybe if he runs out of deer blood, it'll be a reason. Like hey, give him. You know,
Sure. Yeah. Maybe he's fucking the doctors. Maybe he'll stop to being a dick. Yeah.
Maybe he's fucking the doctor.
Oh, he's fucking the doctor.
Sure.
because the more deer blood he gets, I feel like he's just gonna keep feeling like he's crushing his cancer that people seem to think he definitely has.
Right.
So,
Except for Wes. Wes is on
Thank
to him.
God. He's got cancer.
Yeah.
He's clean as a
Johnson
whistle
and-
when it comes to cancer.
Yeah.
Johnson and Johnson
you
did
think
something
that's
right.
all
Yeah.
full?
Yeah.
The cancer. Yeah.
That guy's got
lot of
cancer
rumors
like
about
a.
it.
Yeah.
A lot of rumors about it. All right, let's move it along to our last one of the day. A little foreshadowing. in that last one, talking about Carson Wentz there. And we're going to talk about more jerks besides Vladimir Putin. I think he's another one you'd add to this list. But for personal and moral reasons, there are two people I think that the hosts of this show pretty much unanimously agree deserve the absolute worst in life for what they've done to America. And of course, you guys know who I'm talking about. The first one is the famous madam of underage girls and Jeffrey Epstein's sidekick for many years, Ghislaine Maxwell, of course. And the second is world-renowned, horrible sports owner, Daniel Snyder, who took the 3-time Super Bowl champion Redskins and made them the multiple-time federal investigation commanders instead. So he completely downgraded.
What a turnaround.
Once glorious franchise.
Technically 4 championships if you consider the pre-Super Bowl era.
Okay. Well, 3-time Super Bowl champs, though, right?
I'm just saying 4. Yes. 3 Super Bowls. Yes. Yeah. I'm just saying longer lineage of winning than some people like to talk about.
Well, it all ended once
How
Dan
long's he
got
been
there.
owner? Like 25 years?
Since '99, and they went into the shitter, Mark, immediately.
Yeah.
So you might not hate Daniel Snyder because as an Eagles fan, but
I say keep him around.
yeah, exactly, kind of like Putin's blood, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, 3 out of 4 on Dan Snyder. Which one of these scumbags do you want to hear the good news about first?
Good news about them? Like
Well,
that they're dying. Ghislaine. Let's hear good news
You'll
about
see.
Ghislaine.
Yeah, good news for the world. First, a Manhattan judge denied Ghislaine Maxwell's request for a new trial last Friday, rejecting her claim that a juror's failure to disclose his personal history of being sexually abused as a child had deprived her of a fair and impartial jury. The decision by Judge Allison J. Nathan clears the way for Ghislaine to be sentenced on June 28th, which she will continue to appeal forever, but for now, still guilty. Ghislaine Hope Jail is very uncomfortable. So
That's right.
It's worth a shot, right?
yeah, well, I mean, she's going to keep appealing it, but I mean, still, it's good. It's good for the world, you know, that that she remains behind bars.
Hopefully she starts singing and we can get some more of these sick fucks behind bars.
I mean, what is she going to sing? They killed the guy, or he killed him. He killed himself in an unmonitored jail cell.
So
singing about the clients.
I mean, that's the most important thing. So she's not going to get a new trial, right? But her sentencing has not occurred, right?
June 28th, but she's going to appeal whatever happens. Like, it's just going to be an endless appeal.
There were
Or
some
that's where we
rumors
can
that
get more
she
names.
right. There were some rumors that before the sentencing she was going to sing so that she got lighter sentencing because she cooperated, because she hasn't cooperated yet. So that was the thought, but we'll see.
But even still, is she going to have concrete evidence on people with it to give up the names?
I think she
without Epstein around.
I think she kept records.
And while people are out there scrubbing the shit while she's in jail. I mean,
Well,
I think Epstein had cameras all over that house.
That was his
Photos.
whole MO, right? That's the whole reason he was doing a
was
lot
having
of,
dirt, right? But wouldn't they have by now scrubbed all that away since
probably
she's been in jail?
probably most of it. Yeah, probably a lot of it. Yeah.
I mean, the FBI.
She might have a secret vault.
I'm sure.
I'm just gonna
Lockbox.
She literally disappeared and they were unable to find her for like a year, and she was in Vermont. So yeah, I mean, she's got
right. There's a lot of shenanigans going on. People
There's
are
a
destroying
USB
shit.
There's a USB cord in like a Bank of America with like safety deposit box.
Solid
somewhere.
state drive,
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully they find the solid state trap. But
slam
until
it on the
then,
table.
Ghislaine denied a new trial or retrial. First, bad news for jerks. That's good news for the world. Second, good news for the world. Submitted by listener Wayne Jr. Thanks for the submission. The federal investigation into Dan Snyder's abusive and sexually inappropriate workplace by the House Oversight Committee has expanded to include Mr. Snyder's shady business practices as well, as he's been the head of the Redskins and now then the football team, now the Commanders. And lo and behold, it's been leaked by the committee from at least 2 sources with knowledge of the situation to Front Office Sports that the Oversight Committee has received information that Dan Snyder didn't pay the full 40% of his home ticket sales back to the NFL as required by league bylaws.
No, that's not good.
Right. It's a profit sharing thing for the rest of the owners. Right. And even though he's like second lowest in attendance in the league, he apparently was not giving his full 40% back. So he was profiting.
That's the guy you catch the quickest. Is the guy who got the lowest bag to begin with. He's skimming from the smallest bag.
He's skimming from the
Well,
smallest.
Come on.
The second smallest bag.
I
What
want
an
to point
idiot.
out. I want to point out that
So dumb.
before this asshole came in,
Yeah,
you
it was-
couldn't get tickets.
Yeah, it was like generationally
Right.
grandfathered in.
He took it he took a once proud franchise to now a joke where anybody can buy season tickets now. Neither the NFL nor the Commanders have responded to requests for comment, but it has been confirmed by the GOP Oversight Committee spokesperson, Austin Hacker, that this is another disgruntled ex-employee who has come forward with allegations of illegal activity in Danny's office. So considering that Goodell said that he's, quote, optimistic ticket sales are going very well, unquote, after the Commanders name change at the owners meeting last Tuesday, I'm very
People
doubtful.
think it's a different team.
Right.
They're like, there's a new team.
Exactly. He's like, oh,
that
ticket
why?
sales,
Yeah.
we got a bump in sales. Yeah. So Goodell, seeing that, I'm doubtful that this is what gets Snyder to finally like sell the team or be forced to sell the team. But as always, me and every other DC sports fan is hoping it is. And taking it to the internet on that front, at Slider78 tweets in response to a Pro Football Talk story about it. Snyder at the next owners meeting, and it's a picture of Joe Pesci and Goodfellas right before he gets whacked. Like he's about to get his brain.
He
blown
thinks
out
he's
in
going to be
that
a made
picture.
man, but instead.
Oh
Instead.
man, that's so sad.
But instead,
Right, they call it a one-way trip.
oh, they did. He could have also gone with Pesci in the desert and Casino
Yeah.
too. I'd have been pretty happy with that.
Pesci
putting
at the end of
Snyder's head
any
on that.
movie in the 90s. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm here for all the Snyder / Pesci.
If it was
memes.
written by Pileggi and directed by Scorsese,
in those cases,
Pesci's
Pat.
getting his comeuppance.
But don't you dare make a Snyder Pesci meme about my cousin Vinny, because Snyder
Right.
couldn't
Oh.
walk 30 minutes in cousin Vinny's shoes, and you guys all know that.
He's
Yes.
a genius.
two
Yes.
youths walking
Don't
in
you
a
dare.
sack of suds.
Don't you dare compare.
She's
Cousin
cute
Vinny.
too, isn't she? That's the best scene. When he calls her to the stand.
Oh yeah,
That's the
she's
best.
She's the expert on the tires.
Yeah, she crushes.
Pause attraction.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Nominated for an Oscar for that. She might have won.
I think she
She
did.
should have.
fantastic movie. Dan Snyder couldn't sniff cousin Vinny's jock, and that's gonna do it for Hard Factor today. Thank you for listening, as always. As Mark mentioned at the top, we will be in Florida this week, the end of this week. So we got Florida Man Friday coming on this Friday's podcast. Normally, it's the normal Friday show, but we're going to do Florida Man
For
Friday
you
this
new
Friday.
listeners that aren't patrons, you're in for a treat.
Right, because it's all the best Florida stories. Get them this Friday. Also, next Monday, vote on the poll on this episode for which deep dive you want. It's either going to be Ben Franklin, Elon Musk, or maybe another, and you learn everything about that person. It's pretty interesting. We've been doing them for a while on Patreon. Going to release one of those next Monday for the podcast. But most importantly, let's spin the wheel to see what tomorrow's show is going to be like.
Here we go.
Cup of coffee in the big time is going to be brought to you by the Beeve, it looks like. The Beeve. The Beeve. That's close. A little grease on that wheel.
Woo!
See
That
out
was
there.
a close
See
one.
out there. A little grease on that wheel.
And
Is it the same
another
show?
super close one. No,
Nope.
Is it
me.
Wes?
Wes? Okay.
Wes.
Okay.
It's going to be
It's been a while.
Pat the Beef, Cassidy on Cup of Coffee in the Big Time tomorrow. Wes. Don't. What's your nickname? Power of Sigs.
Yeah.
Shepherd.
Wes Facts. Wes Fact.
On the TikTok International Moment. And I was just kidding about the wheel being the most important thing. Actually, most importantly, go out there and have yourself a great fucking day.